Welcome back to Seduce Me with Jackie and Isabel, and we're just about to start having our super exciting house party.
Woo! I didn't get to read that part.
Yeah, you did. You read that last episode.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive.
Okay. I could practically feel my dad's aura from behind the door.
Yeah, gross, poopy brown.
Sam and Eric quickly rushed to the door and opened the double doors wide open to reveal my parents, both dressed in their best.
Aw, cuties. Hi,
Hey,
Mom.
Mom.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, sorry.
The fuck,
I
Jackie.
was sorry. I wasn't.
Oh my, I didn't know your bequeathment came with servants.
Mm-hmm. It did.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably overlooked. Besides, who would deny good service?
Mm.
I was completely shocked. My parents didn't question the boys. They didn't ask for verification or anything.
I guess they don't care that much.
Yeah. I looked to the boys
Oh.
and noticed Sam and Eric staring intently at my parents. They were using their power. Were they using their powers on them?
Dun, dun, dun. I thought that Buttercup told them not to use their powers on any guests. Guys.
They had to be. There was no way they'd be okay with this otherwise.
I don't know.
I guess the servants counted as belongings to the house.
It's a little. My mother quickly rushed to me and gave me a large hug. Aww. I hugged her back, inhaling her perfume. It had only been a couple of days. Wasn't it yesterday? But living away from the ones who raised me was hard. My mother soon let me go and looked at my outfit.
Gorgeous. You look so lovely.
She does look pretty.
David, look at your daughter and tell her I'm right.
David, don't be a dick.
I looked at my dad, who was looking around the lobby like an inspector. I stood my ground, waiting for him to look at me. When he did, he let a small smile grace his lips.
Your mother's right. You look like you're all grown up.
Thanks, Dad.
That's kind of just the way he said it was kind of creeperish. like that
Yeah,
creepy family friend's like, look who's all grown up.
Yeah.
The world around me stopped as my heart pounded hard in my chest. Did my dad just compliment me on his own accord? Well, no, your mother told him to.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was grinning ear to ear at his words. I was beyond speechless.
I don't know. It's not even like a good compliment. It's just like, oh yeah, you look nice. Like that's not.
Yeah, that's not.
Like
a
that's
compliment.
not. Thank you, Daddy. Ugh. No. Only nice dads deserve to be called Daddy.
However, his cold face quickly returned as he began to look around once again.
Bad Buttercup.
I assume that you're ready, then, to impress the rest of the guests, correct?
I didn't ever want to have to hear his voice again, Jackie.
Nah.
What do you mean?
The entire board from Anderson Toys is coming tonight. Even the vice chairman's son will be coming.
Ooh.
All of them will be measuring
The vice
your
chairman's
potential.
son.
The vice chairman's son is totally going to be into you.
We'll see. My potential?
To become CEO of the company.
How to become
What?
CEO of your mom.
We don't know where his mother is.
That's true. Where's Grandma?
I knew it. Something was off about tonight, and now this party had become much more than I anticipated. I gulped silently, but I nodded in response. I looked to the incubi, but they were continuing to be servants for my father's approval.
I don't know what she was expecting. Like, this is a party her father was like, hey, yeah, throw this party. And she was just like, okay, it'll be a nice, like, family get-together. No, Buttercup, why don't, like...
Oh my. I looked behind me and saw Naomi and Suzu raise their thumbs at me for encouragement. I let out a small breath before feeling my body accept the situation. I felt a weight in my gut, but I had to hide it.
That's called having anxiety about something.
Correct. As if time zoomed forward, all of a sudden the main hall of the lobby was full of guests. Men and women in formal or business attire showed up to meet me and see my new home. I didn't expect many to come, but I was once again surprised that night. I shook hands with many officials and executive members, putting on the professional face my dad trained me to have. I felt overwhelmed, but I hid it well behind a small smile and handshake.
Acting.
Many even asked me questions. I tried my best to reply as maturely as possible. I had to remember, say what they wanted to hear, not what you want to say.
So, how do you feel living on your own at such a young age?
Oh my god, we're being timed!
What do you mean we're being timed?
I'm so sorry about your
There's a
grandfather.
timer at the bottom.
It really hit all of us hard.
Look, it's right there.
Do you have college plans?
Yes.
I felt that like the questions came up one after another. It was tough to answer some of them because they weren't about me. They were about the company. Shit.
What do you think will happen with the company now that your grandfather has passed?
It depends on who
What do you
runs
think
it.
of the philanthropic policy the company has?
It's good. I'm thirsty.
Do you think the company should expand from just toys?
I think your mom should expand from. It's a possibility. I don't know.
Eventually the questions stopped, and I was back to being by myself. Naomi and Susie were mingling in the crowds, and the incubi were doing their jobs, so I was all alone in a room full of strangers.
That's what parties are, buddy.
It was unnerving to think about, but at least I wasn't being questioned left and right anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly,
Mom.
though, my mom pushed her way through the crowd to me, bringing along someone I didn't know. It's the vice chairman's son.
Honey, I'd like to introduce you to someone. This kind gentleman is the son of the vice chairman.
Don't be hot, don't be hot, don't be hot.
Oh, he's cute.
Oh, he is cute. With my mother stood a man who looked only a couple years older than me. He smiled and held out his hand to me, silently asking for my hand.
Hi, I'm Andrew Lewis. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Anderson.
Oh, cutie.
Placed her hand in his. As I placed my hand in his, he raised it to his lips and kissed over my knuckles.
What a gentleman.
I felt my face burn slightly at the gesture. Andrew smiled at me before releasing my hand.
I'm honored to be invited here.
I didn't invite
And
you,
you
but
should
thanks.
be. You should be honored.
But we didn't even invite him.
You should be honored, Andrew. My mother smiled at both of us, which made me lightly concerned. Why was she excited to introduce me to Andrew?
Because she wants you to marry him.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
So,
Business marriage.
You organized this party very well, Miss Anderson.
Thanks, bruh.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved.
Aww.
Andrew then chuckled nervously,
Oh, he's a nervous little baby.
bringing a soft fist to his
Ooh.
lips to cover his laugh properly before smiling at me.
Oh, so cute. He's so
I'm
cute.
sorry if I seem a little forward. I've just been excited to meet Harold Anderson's granddaughter.
Oh, you're only interested in me for my grandpa. Huh? Why? Buttercup's disappointed.
He used to talk about you all the time in the office on how you helped him refine his toys. I only attended meetings and heard all of the stories. You've helped a lot
Cute.
with the success of the company without having to actually work there.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he talked about me.
Well, you are his only granddaughter,
Yeah,
and typically grandparents like to talk about their grandchildren.
that they do.
That would explain everyone's fascination with me and their rather personal questions.
None of those questions were really personal.
Not really. I looked at Andrew, who had a kind face to me.
So cute.
Something about him seemed off, and I didn't know what it was. He seemed to be hiding something. Whether it was good or bad, I was not able to find out. They're an arranged marriage.
Is Andrew a route we could take?
I don't know.
Well, because I know there are like a million different endings.
There are, I believe there are 9 routes. I think 6 male and 3 female.
So the 5 plus him. the one sexy lady, Suzu and Naomi?
Maybe. I felt someone walk up beside me, causing me to turn to them. Next to me was my dad, giving his cold stare to Andrew, who
Hey.
suddenly became tense.
Hey, Andrew's a cute little baby nugget, and you stop being a jerk to him.
So, you're Jared's son.
I have planned to kill Jared. Andrew's body twitched slightly. Whether it was fear or insult, Andrew locked eyes with my father. I couldn't help but feel the tension between them. It irked me how fragile the air had become, enough to break at the wrong word.
He's a little baby, though.
Hey, who
You're
wants
the
to do
one
shots?
who wants to be the next CEO of the
Shots,
Anderson
shots, shots, shots.
Well,
Don't intimidate him, Dad. Jeez.
I stared at Andrew. This guy wanted to take my grandfather's place as CEO? I thought the vice wanted the position.
Well, this is the vice chairman's son.
David, leave the poor boy alone.
Yeah, David.
I'm merely testing the boy's conversation.
He's not a boy.
Nothing wrong.
He's
with
like
that.
20.
of course not, sir.
But like old people.
Ugh,
Like,
yeah, well,
to
old
call,
people.
like- Look at her face.
Yeah, she's pissed at her husband, but she's not going to do anything about it because she's an enabler.
True.
And polite as well. Interesting.
He's a cute little, polite little, nervous
Well,
baby.
he probably grew up in a rich family, so he's probably expected to be polite.
If you'll excuse me.
Oh, the baby, he's leaving.
Quickly, Andrew retreated away from my family into the crowd of people.
Yeah, run while you can, bro. Oh, okay, well, we're trying to get Eric, so maybe we should just not interact with him at all.
I watched as he disappeared into the crowd towards the back of the house. I was worried, but I gave him some space. He obviously needed it.
Peh. He's not CEO
Oh,
material.
well, you're not father material, but somehow you managed.
That's because you practically interrogated the young man.
A little questioning shouldn't have bothered him. He's obviously not ready for any title in our company.
I bit my tongue. I didn't want to make a scene with my dad. One wrong word and he'd lecture me in front of everyone. That was not something that I wanted at my housewarming party.
I want it. Well, I want you to yell at him.
Yell at him. I let out a sigh before looking at the clock. It was getting close to midnight, meaning the party was going to end soon.
Cinderella?
Yes. I lowered my gaze out the window and saw a limo pull up.
Is it orange and suspiciously pumpkin-esque?
Dead grandpa has come from the grave.
Whose limo is that?
Oh, that must be Lewis's car.
Oh, the babies.
I'll go get him. Stay with your father so you can escort your guests out together.
Or they could just leave. Yes, Mom.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
My mother left my dad and me to slowly escort the guests out. My dad held his simple smile as he thanked each person
Fake.
for coming.
It's a big smile.
I did the same. Andrew quickly passed the doors before I could speak.
Poor boo-boo.
Aw. Eventually, only Suzu, Naomi, my parents, and the incubi were left.
Mm-hmm.
My dad suddenly walked over and placed a hand on my shoulder with a smile. I stared up at him, a wave of confusion washing over my face.
What?
You did good tonight. I'm proud.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Dad. Your pride means nothing to me because you're an asshole.
Pretty much.
But thanks.
Keep it up, and you'll be a good CEO.
I don't want to be fucking CEO.
Oh my god, Mr. Anderson.
Oh, right.
All right, your mother and I have to leave. I'm sure Naomi and Suzu need to leave as well. Just because it's Saturday doesn't mean you
Sleepover.
should stay up all night.
Sleepover.
Oh, right.
No, I
Thanks
want
for having us. It was a great party.
It sucked. Guys, jeez, were you even there?
We'll come visit tomorrow or something. All right?
Alright, what else?
Right. See ya.
Good night,
Bye.
sweetie. Come visit us soon.
Suck my dick, Mom. Will do.
Why don't you come visit me? I have a nicer house.
Yeah.
All four of my remaining guests left the building, all but my dad waving back to me. With the last of the guests gone, I sighed and sat on the staircase, exhausted.
Phew, that was tiring.
It's not like you had to do any work, though.
Hey, Sam, shut up.
Give her a break, man. She was getting interrogated left and right.
Damn straight, Matthew.
She handled herself the best she could.
Thanks, Damien.
As expected, princess.
Eric.
Since you're exhausted, why not head to bed? We can clean up.
Only if you come with me, James. I'm just joking.
No. No, we're not.
Hush, Sam.
Hush, Sam.
No, how about James's hushes?
What? No, I'm... Are you guys sure?
Positive. It shouldn't take long.
Aw, thanks. You could wait till the next morning, though. Like, it's not like we're in a rush or anything. Just, like, chill.
Oh, it didn't take long to find you little shits after all.
Oh my god, it wasn't a dream.
I felt a hot shudder run down my spine.
What does a hot shudder feel like?
When, like, you know, sort of like a chill. You know, when you get chills.
Yes, but the opposite of that?
But it's sort of like that, but it's not like... Then you feel like a warm sensation, I would assume.
Yes, the opposite of chills.
The voice from my dreams echoed through the air into my ears. I looked around, panicked, alongside the incubi. James placed a hand on my shoulder, trying to remain calm.
Who's outside the door?
We'll never know.
Until the next episode.
No, we'll never know.
Oh, okay.
See ya.